Shxrk recently just broke the solo tournament point record with 590 points in the Nvidia Cup. But that's not even what we're talking about today. Just 3 hours later, Shxrk would go on to drop a 24 kill win in the NA Central Nvidia Cup on over 100 ping. Everyone knows how fast and mechanical Shxrk is on EU, but how is he able to do it on high ping too? To start his 24 kill win, Shxrk lands at Lethal Labs, where he is contested. He goes on top of the roof and sees footsteps from visual audio, causing him to instantly crouch. Although the opponent does know he is here, as when you can see someone else's footsteps, that means that your opponent can also see your footsteps. But he conceals his location quickly, as tracking footsteps from a distance can be difficult, so the opponent doesn't know exactly where he is. He then follows the visual audio and gets an easy kill from above. And this isn't a strat that just works on bad players. Valerie is a very good player who has made grands twice and often quals for finals. You will see a lot in this game that Shxrk starts fights by crouching, which is a really strong strategy on high ping. It's also worth noting that he doesn't even open his build menu once in this fight, which is something else you'll see a lot of in this game due to his higher ping. He gets another kill off spawn, and moving into his third fight of the game, he hears the opponent ziplining and instantly crouches again. This time, it's a little different though, because he was more than 35 meters away from his opponent, so they haven't actually seen each other's visual footsteps yet, meaning that because the opponent is rapidly moving towards him, Shxrk needs to crouch instantly or his location will be revealed when the opponent gets inside the footstep range. Shxrk then waits for the apex of the opponent's zipline where they are on a fixed course and can't change their aerial direction anymore, and beams him. I know people are often interested in the newest piece control technique or how to edit course your opponent, but small optimizations and smart plays like this is how you actually improve in real in-game situations, as Shxrk was able to get a free 84 tag and open up this fight from getting so close to his opponent. Shxrk then gets to the other side of the opponent's box and does this play he did in the last time I analyzed his gameplay, where he builds a left wall to block his opponent's right-hand peek, then leaves his right wall open so that he can build a wall after pre-firing instead of resetting a wall, since this is a faster motion and a more efficient play. He does miss the pre-fire, but the opponent is panicking as he tried to take Shxrk's missing wall from the pre-fire, which is part of what makes this play so good, and doesn't know what to do next, so Shxrk gets a tag. The opponent edits out their side wall in a panic where Shxrk is the wall between them, and instead of full boxing the opponent here like he normally would, Shxrk just shoots at the opponent as he knows the opponent has a much higher chance of getting out if he tries to piece him on higher ping, meaning he wouldn't have been able to use his edit advantage at all. Shxrk then ends the fight by just holding his gun out and letting the opponent spray through the wall. Even pros will do small things like crouching to start fights, as it is just a massive advantage if your opponent isn't aware of you. Shxrk is arguably the best fighter in the world, but part of what makes him so good is his willingness to make smart, non-flashy plays like crouching. Shxrk gets his 4th, 5th, and 6th kills by keeping his gun out and having confidence in his aim. In a lot of these fights, Shxrk will aim duel or spray from a distance and relies on his aim to win these engagements. While you can still do well on high ping without really strong aim, having good aim is the great equalizer for higher ping players in a sense. Because you are naturally at a disadvantage in build fights and box fights due to your higher ping, trying to force 50-50s and aim duels can help you win fights as you are able to force your opponent to play to your strength, since high ping generally doesn't affect your aim. Shxrk will try and bait out the opponent to aim duel or 50-50 by keeping his gun out all the time and always being ready to shoot. His 7th kill is a perfect example of that. He notices fresh builds and is too far for visual audio, so he instantly crouches to get closer to the opponent and gather information. He realizes the opponent is boxed up and there is no opening to get free damage, so he instantly jumps on the opponent to try and panic him and sprays into the top. Notice how he doesn't even try and replace the builds and continuously shoots, as this is the strongest way to pressure on high ping. When you try and spray in, the opponent is less likely to make an edit on you since you have your own cover fire constantly firing in case the opponent opens up, and this is a strat Shxrk uses a ton on high ping. He then relocates to the sidewall and double pickaxes to bait the opponent to open an edit. Here, Shxrk is just trying to force a gunfight, and you can see how ready he is after running straight into the opponent's box when he opens up. This decision was made due to an incredibly fast observation from Shxrk. He knows the opponent is likely going to want to reset the wall after this trade and will put his shotgun away, and because of this, Shxrk is simply able to walk in and shoot his shotgun again before the opponent is able to. This gamble is based off of the fact that Shxrk could tell his opponent was playing very defensively and it paid off. Also, I'm not sure that Shxrk notices this exactly, but he shoots the opponent slightly before he gets shot, meaning that his pump delay will end first, ensuring that he is able to shoot a second time before the opponent. Whether Shxrk notices this or not, this is another really important consideration that can allow you to secure fights easily. For his 8th kill, he starts the fight by crouching again and hits for 84 again. and simply double pickaxes in, as any 50-50 will result in him winning the fight, and he is able to shoot the opponent as he is escaping from his box. His 9th kill of the game, he knows the opponent is nearby due to visual audio, but not exactly where. Shxrk on lower ping would probably aggressively find the opponent, but since he is on higher ping on NA, he pressures from different angles with his AR from a distance. He plays this fight very patiently until he finds the opponent and is easily able to clean up the kill. There is a very fine line between playing too patient and playing too aggressive, as you can get pumped in the teeth if you try too hard to get in, but you are more likely to get third-partied if you play too patient and let the fight drag out. Shxrk does this well by relocating for different angles when pressuring, and also keeps a low profile for a lot of the fight, where he is using the opponent's builds and natural cover to protect himself from anyone looking at him with the Deadeye AR. For his next kill, Shxrk tags the opponent and looks for an angle. His opponent gets the high walls, but instead of relocating to look for piece control, Shxrk uses the cone to set up a really nice peek for a 150 tag and swings left after shooting. While he doesn't have as much control over the fight doing this, he is confident in his aim and reads the opponent is less likely to make a bad peek, not expecting Shxrk to be waiting for him there. On higher ping, sometimes it's smart to give up some control in the fight for a better chance of getting damage. Shxrk then lasers onto the opponent and just follows him around while spraying and finishes the fight. It's not the cleanest way to end a fight or pressure, but continuously spraying walls at a health advantage makes it so the opponent can't heal and gives you a good chance at bleeding a bullet through. In the next fight, Shxrk beams his opponent from far away and wingsuits towards him. He starts the fight from holding a pre-fire here from an interesting angle. People don't really think to hold a pre-fire from an edit below the opponent, but it's something worth noting, even if Shxrk misses the shot. Shxrk then is able to hit a shot on the opponent when he relocates, as the wall between them is his, and goes up and looks for doubles. While he doesn't get doubles, he gives up on this as piece control is a little harder on higher ping, and knowing the opponent is low, he uses a really strong pre-fire setup to finish the fight. What he does here is he slides off of the cone above the opponent, and while he is sliding, he swings his pickaxe to hit the wall once. If he was sprinting or walking off, he wouldn't have been able to hit the wall and switch to his gun that quickly, but the slide pickaxe didn't give the opponent any time to react. He then stands on the left side of the stair and walks left to open himself up to the opponent, making it really difficult for the opponent to quickly make a safe peanut butter edit where Shxrk can't see him. Shxrk then easily pre-fires and places a stair in case he misses since the opponent didn't have their own cone. This slide pickaxe pre-fire setup is really quick and consistent, and at the very least sets you up so that you can trade with the opponent, which is valuable in a situation like this where you have a health advantage. It's also really good on high ping to end fights quickly, as it does look like you are out in the open for free damage, but your position makes it hard to hit a clean peek shot. It sets up a kill opportunity without having to try and take a wall. His 12th kill was on a not very good opponent. Sorry No Mercy QT625 if you were watching this. And for his 13th kill, he sees a third-party opportunity and pushes the higher-up opponent. Interesting note here, if he had pushed the opponent on the low ground, he would have been at risk of being dropped on by the high ground opponent, who could jump on him without visual audio. Here though, he is able to cover his lower side with floors, and can hear the opponent running up if he comes and pushes. Shxrk then starts pickaxing the wall that is a tile away from the opponent, trying to bait the opponent to make an edit from 2 tiles away. The opponent tries to make an edit, and Shxrk simply walks left to get out of his opponent's line of sight. This is also how he finishes the fight here. He gets the opponent to make a 2-tile wide edit and just pumps him in the head. Generally, because 2-tile edits are a little harder to do, players will make a less safe peek when they do it, and when you're trying to force an aim duel like Shxrk does in this situation, it's a strong option. Shxrk gets his 14th kill by dive bombing on a third party who is distracted and spraying through his stair to pick up the kill. For his 15th kill though, Shxrk takes an aim duel again, having confidence in his AR aim and takes an advantage in the fight. When your opponent is spraying your wall, they often don't have amazing visuals on you, while you can see where the bullets are coming from. Allowing your wall to be broken or shot at and then counter-firing like this can be an easy way to start a fight at an advantage. Shxrk pushes and tries to spray in, and just walks right up to the opponent's wall to try and force a trade. Shxrk also knows that since the opponent built in metal, if he tried to do a safe peek, Shxrk would be able to one-shot the freshly edited wall while the opponent tries to position himself, since Shxrk is in an awkward spot for window or peanut butter edits. He then makes a play similar to the pre-fire setup earlier, where he runs down and hits the wall once, and then pulls out his gun knowing the opponent was going to make a play allowing him to finish the fight. This pickaxe option was totally safe again, as Shxrk appears on the opponent's screen for a very short amount of time before he switches to his gun. For his 16th kill, he jumps in on an opponent he knows is not very good in aim duels, and for kill 17, he sprays a player who is rotating with the wingsuit. Kill 18 is an interesting one though. He is boxed up in the endgame and notices an opponent next to him. Again, he crouches over to the opponent's box to start the fight when he sees the opponent isn't looking, and he double pickaxes and takes the wall since the opponent isn't holding the wall and is able to pump him. He sprays and follows him and pumps him through the stair to get the kill quickly. Thanks, replay mode. While a lot of players may not like to crouch in endgames, as they may feel like they're an easy target, as long as you're aware, it's really effective since there is so much happening in the endgame that it is easy to catch your opponent off guard in a situation like this. Shxrk then takes the high ground and is able to kill a wingsuiter. Thanks again, replay lag, but gets beamed in the back by opposite height that he wasn't aware of. The opponent pushes, and instead of panicking here, Shxrk simply pops heals and retreats into his older, fully built metal and tank Storm with his heals. A lot of players would instantly go into fight or flight mode here in moving zones, but Shxrk calmly backs off and just waits in zone. You can take 10 whole seconds of zone in these late games, which is a really long time in a fast-paced game like this. Not only that, Shxrk has a ton of heals, allowing him to tank zone, get his health back, and wingsuit, where he hits a tree to cancel his wingsuit animation so he can instantly build when he hits the ground. Shxrk beams an opponent here and takes a questionable 50-50 at this point in the game, but secures the kill. He then shoots an opponent backside of zone and sees he is really weak, so he pushes into zone to get the full kill, knowing the opponent will need to edit out. For both his 20th and 21st kill, Shxrk makes aggressive pushes for extra kills on the backside of zone, knowing he has the health advantage, but also that it's okay if he tanks Storm because he is getting siphoned from both kills. Shxrk looks up at height for a free kill, since it's not that often that height gets sprayed at from below deep in solo endgames like this. Shxrk tags one opponent and aggressively pushes him, but has to build up quickly since he is low HP. He then makes a nice peek on the opponent pushing him, using his wall and floor as cover, and gets the siphon from the opponent who he tagged as he died to zone. Shxrk is on height now, and it's pretty routine from here. He looks for safe peeks, and sees the opponent's back wall is open, so he quickly slides and jumps over the wall to surprise his opponent with a peek to finish off the 24 kill win. So that's how Shxrk drops these high kill games on high ping. He abuses the crouching mechanic, always keeps his gun out and doesn't look for piece control when he doesn't have to, forces 50-50s he knows he will win, and uses safe pre-fire setups to close out fights. If you are interested in seeing how Shxrk is so good on his normal ping in EU, check out the video on screen.